So you want to get rid of your stock OEM wheels and tires on your setup. Well, today I'm going to run you through how to weigh up picking the best wheels and tires for your platform. We're going to visit our friends down at AAA Tyres and Throttle Therapy with Rudolph, and I'm going to show you what we have got cooking up for our BRZ. I'm Tom, this is the Pit Pony Wheels and Tires. Let's do it. I'm about to jump the streets at 30,000 feet. So why do you want to install new wheels and tires? Well, first of all, dude, they're sick. They add serious character to your car, man. Have you seen the wheels on some cars? Man, wheels add so much character to a car. They also increase the performance and handling of a car. All right, so now let's talk about tires. There are run flat tires, there are high performance tires, there are track tires, there are some pretty cheap tires out there too. But they all do different things, and it all depends on the platform that you're running and the style of driving that you're doing. But let's run through a few things first about what you're going to find on a tire. Selecting the type of tire that you want after you've already selected your wheel, you're going to be running through some numbers. So right here we've got 265 by 35 by 20, i.e. what's the width of the tire, the aspect ratio of the tire, and also what is the inch of the wheel. Pretty simple stuff. People probably harp on the most about the width, and that is also just based on the width of your wheel as well that you're running to. So that's where you sometimes hear people talk about stretch fit, which is a case of where, you know, if you're trying to put essentially a 255 or a 265 maybe on a wheel that is 7.5 or maybe even 8 sometimes wide, that's going to be a stretch fit and a stretch look. There are some other important numbers on here that you need to take into account too with tires, which is the load rating, and you can find this on any tire. But for the most part, you will find high performance tires with higher, or I should say lower down the alphabet, and you're generally going to be pretty good no matter what you're rocking. So long as it's in that sort of Y region, you should be okay. You know, because in the case of a drifter, you're going to be treading through tires like no tomorrow. It really doesn't matter. Which brings me on to our next point. What type of tire do I need for my car? Well, in our case, we want something that's super sticky. We need a soft compound tire, not a hard compound tire, because the style of driving that we're actually doing, we're not looking to do thousands and thousands of kilometers. We're looking to stick to the tarmac as best as we possibly can, especially as we're putting more horsepower into our Pit Pony. All right, so let's get into what we all want to know. What type of tires are we running on the Pit Pony? Well, I can tell you right now that we're running some Falken Alzenis RT 615s, and these things are sick. They look sick, the grooves are sick, everything about it is sick, okay? You can get these roughly, they retail at about 300 average per tire, but it really depends on the guys that you're getting your tires from. So there are all kind of wheels out there, man. There's steel wheels, alloy, forged, multi-piece, replica. So it really comes down to what type of driving are you going to be doing? Are you drifting? Are you dragging? Are you doing circuits? Are you just doing a daily driver? This is where I can help you. If you're just doing daily driving, there's probably no sense for you to go into forged wheels. They are super expensive, they're really good, and some do look pretty mean, but at the same time, like, it's not really necessary. They are very strong, and probably in the case of Sydney roads, you might be getting a better off deal just with the amount of potholes that are sticking around. But for the most case, alloys and steel is gonna be your best option. So things like cast, whatever your platform is, be it a 4-cylinder Golf to your 6-cylinder Toyota to a V8, man, you're totally fine just rocking cast. If we're talking about tracks, and in our case, we are, there are some pretty crazy styles out there, but we need something that can handle track conditions. So let me reveal to you what we have got for the BRZ. We are now rocking bronze NKs 18 by 8.5 for this Pit Pony. They are sick. They're a reasonably priced wheel and something you can get on the market, pretty readily available, and they're super good for the track. You have to remember that this is also our daily driver. We didn't want to spend insane amount of dollars on this because, well, there's just no need to, but they are going to do the job in our case for both the street and track application. now that we've got these wheels and tires off, are they any good? Well, for the most part, I actually think they're pretty good. I really like the stock components from Subaru, especially on this BRZ. They come on the 86 as well, probably with little different hubcaps, but the tires are Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. I don't have a problem with those things. I rate them highly. So why do you keep your stockies? Well, man, I don't know about you, but if you've ever driven around the Sydney roads, or you've ever hit a pothole, or if you've ever blown a tire on a track before, you're in a bit of strife if you blow one of those things. How are you going to get home? Because unless you can afford a trailer, which I can't, keep them, hold them tight, hold them close, because if you're ever in a bit of trouble, they are a bit of a lifesaver and something you can easily just throw in the boot of your car. Are they better than the old one? Well, yeah, in every way. I mean, anything's pretty much better than stock. You're hard pressed to find wheels that don't look better than stock, unless I suppose you're driving on a super hypercar or something like that. Was it easy to install? Well, as you can tell by my hands, they're not really that black. I picked up a few tires today, and that's not cheating, that is just efficiency, because we have a lot of episodes to shoot. So are these wheels expensive? Well, it depends, and it depends on your setup and the platform that you're going for, because yeah, sometimes wheels and definitely track forged wheels, yeah man, they're pretty expensive. But in our case, we managed to pick these up for roughly, I think it was 1,400. Some NKs and other track type wheel setups can go for far more, believe me. And the tires themselves, well, again, we got a pretty good deal on these things, and tires can cost you anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000. It really just depends on what it is that you're actually going for at the end of the day. Is it worth it? Yes, 100% yes, absolutely yes. Like, there's no two ways around it. I think it's probably the reason why it's one of the first things that people do to their car is their wheels and tires, because you can put all the power you want in the world to any car, but if you don't have the right setup or the right stickiness or the right tread pattern to a tire, you're going nowhere, son, all right? So yeah, absolutely, this is worth it. I do it any day of the week, and I do it again. So does it feel better? Well, I can't tell right now, mainly because we're not on a track, and I have full confidence that these new tires are going to help us rip that much harder around corners to ensure that we get those sweet, sweet track laps times.
All my ladies say nitro, all my fellas say nitro. Peace to the flock, here we go.
Roads, where we're going, we need roads.